On this day, we are celebrating two great accomplishments just last night or yesterday, if you want to say. So get ready to celebrate as we go live here on Believers Talk. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and we want to just be on here to congratulate Cierra Dillard of the University of Buffalo. And we also want to say a huge congratulations to TONI Harris for what she accomplished yesterday, being the first woman to sign in a what they call skill position for a college to get a scholarship, full ride scholarship as a safety. So congratulations to her. Congratulations to Cierra Dillard. We will absolutely talk more about this in a little bit. I want to give you all time to get in here as we celebrate these two accomplishments. They're really two great accomplishments that really need to be talked about. Especially TONI Harris's accomplishment. First woman, to ever get a scholarship to college on a skill position. Myth, welcome to Believers Talk. Thanks for joining me, guys. Again, welcome to Believers Talk. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Joe. If you are new to this channel, we talk all Buffalo sports, and that's why we're talking about Cierra Dillard this time on this Thursday night to celebrate her accomplishment. As yesterday, she now has scored over 2,000 points in her collegiate career. We'll talk about that. We'll celebrate that. That's a feat that should be celebrated. We'll talk more about her career so far, as far as both her high school career and her college career, what path she has taken to get where she is today, and what's potentially going to happen to her next in the future. She is a senior currently at Buffalo. But again, we want to congratulate her for a great season so far. The season's not over yet. If you're a University of Buffalo fan, you know there's still a few games left. Those Lady Bulls, they still have time to get stuff done. They're still playing the number one team in the MAC East. I think that's on the 2nd of March. So you have time to get stuff done. And of course, the conference tournament happens, and anything can happen in the conference tournaments, right? Anything can happen. We've seen it before. And, right now, I think the Buffalo Bulls women's team is the 4th seed in the MAC tournament, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Again, still 3 games to go before we get there. They won, or they were first in the MAC East last year. Lost in the championship game to, I forget who they lost to, Central Michigan, I believe. I think, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, they made it into March Madness last year. Made some history there. Made some history in March Madness. We'll talk about that, and we'll also talk about what Dillard did in that tournament to help the Lady Bulls accomplish things they've never accomplished before. So, Cierra Dillard started her collegiate career at the University of Massachusetts. So that is why, if she would have scored all 2,000 points with the University of Buffalo, she would now be the leading scorer in Buffalo Bulls women's history. However, her first 2 collegiate years were at the University of Massachusetts, so that is why the record isn't necessarily hers. But she is the first woman in Bulls history to reach that milestone. So again, congratulations to her on that. So we're gonna have a little celebration for her, and also you talk about TONI Harris yesterday signing with the Central Methodist Eagles, get a full scholarship to be a football player, play safety for the Eagles starting next season. So congratulations to her as well, as she is the first woman to ever get a scholarship to play college football at what they call a skill position. Other than a kicker or a punter, she's the first one to do that. She plays safety at the college level. If you might have seen her in a Super Bowl commercial, I believe she was in a Super Bowl commercial. Unfortunately, I don't pay attention much to Super Bowl commercials, so sorry about that, TONI Harris. I don't mean to offend you. I hope that it led to great things for you, but from what I understand, you earned this scholarship, and you had 5 scholarship offers, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, TONI Harris had 5 scholarship offers, and she chose Central Methodist Eagles. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. Guys, of course, the Combine's happening, right? So we'll talk a little bit about the Combine as well as we get ready to watch the 40 times. We had the measurements today of the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers. DK Metcalf obviously stole the show with how he looked, of course, and his weight and measurables So we'll see what happens there. Of course, everyone was talking about Kyler Murray being over 5'10", because that's a huge number, because people care. I don't understand it, but he is over 5'10", so everyone's happy about that. So, and you know what? That can only help Buffalo when it comes to the draft, right? That can only help Buffalo, because someone's going to want to take Kyler Murray if they trade. If someone moves up, that's just another spot that Buffalo doesn't have to worry about someone taking the player of need or player of want for the Buffalo Bills. So I was happy to see it overall, because that means that no one's going to take that spot for Buffalo, for someone that the Bills want in that spot. So I'm good with it. So we'll obviously talk about the Combine, guys. The weekend's coming up, so we know that the Combine's just, or at least, the skill part of the Combine's just around the corner. We can talk about the Sabres. Not much to talk about. We're all a little miserable, a little upset about the Buffalo Sabres at this point. Not doing that well, just losing to Flyers yesterday. And then they play the Penguins tomorrow night. So I don't think it's going to get much better from here on out for the Buffalo Sabres. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Flyers now pass them in the standings. Now they're 11th in the East. The Bisons today came out with their schedule as far as promotions and things like that into next season. So good for them. Hopefully they'll have a good season. They've had a little bit of a rough patch here lately, but hopefully this season they can start turning things around and be the Buffalo Bisons of old, where they were just winning all the time. That's what I hope for them. But again, mainly in this episode, what we are going to talk about is Cierra Dillard, senior from women's Buffalo Bulls basketball team, yesterday getting over that 2,000-point mark for her career. So congratulations to her. And then we want to talk about TONI Harris again, being the first woman in history to get a collegiate scholarship to play football at a skill position other than that kicker position. So again, guys, thank you for joining me. We'll talk about them for a little bit, and then again, I'll get to your comments and I'll get to your questions. First, we want to talk about Cierra Dillard, of course. Again, breaking that 2,000-point milestone yesterday. Congratulations to her. Out of high school, she currently is the top scorer in Gates Chili High School history. One of only 20 girls in New York State Section 5 girls basketball history with more than 2,000 points scored. So not only did she do it now at the collegiate level, she did it at the high school level as well. So this didn't happen by accident. So congratulations again for this accomplishment. 3-star recruit coming out of high school, nominated for the 2014 McDonald's All-American Game, 2-time Section 5 champion, a Section 5 MVP, and also, by the way, in high school and from what I see from what she's in college, honor roll student. Okay, so not only does she have great basketball skills, 5'9" senior, originally from Rochester, New York, so you know how it is coming back home playing for the Buffalo Bulls, not that far away from home. So glad that you came back home, right? Upstate New York, it's the place to be. So glad that you came back home so we can enjoy your skills and watch you as you last year you take the Women's Bulls team, or you help lead the Women's Bulls team to the March Madness tournament, and it's only the third time or second time in Women's Bulls history that they make it to the tournament. And not only do you help them make it to the tournament, for the first time in Bulls history, Women's Bulls history, you win a game in the tournament. And not only do you win one, you win two, you make it to the Sweet 16. You do something that the men's basketball team's talking about right now. You make it to the Sweet 16. And let me tell you about what Dillard did in the tournament. Pretty awesome stuff here. I got the stats for you. So the first round, they defeat Southern Florida 102-79. Dillard has 36 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. The next game, they go on to play Florida State. And this is them. They're an 11th seed, so they play South Florida. South Florida is the 6th seed. They beat the 6th seed. Then they go on to play Florida State. I believe Florida State is the 3 seed. They go on to beat Florida State 86-65. I'm sorry. Dillard has 22 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. And then they go on to play the number 2 seed, South Carolina, and that's where they hit their bump. They lose to South Carolina 79-63. But even in that game, even in the loss, Dillard has 29 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 steals. Now, I'm sure if you're talking to her right now she'd say she'd much rather W, of course, and we would all love to see that, love to see her make it to and this team make it to the Elite Eight, but that just wasn't in the cards for them. But you talk about a great run for her in that tournament, and maybe we'll see that again come tournament time. Maybe they make a run in the MAC championship and they get back into the tournament. Who knows what happens? That's the great thing about March Madness. I know a lot of us pay more attention to the men's bracket than we do the women's bracket, but the women's bracket has been a little more unpredictable as of lately. Yeah, we all know about UConn, right? UConn's UConn. But as far as like last year, they had 2 11 seeds make it to the Sweet 16. So it's not something that you just take for granted that's going to be the top 8 teams from each bracket winning. So who knows what is going to happen? But I do know one thing: if they make it, Cierra Dillard's going to have another great tournament, because she has just played lights out since coming to Buffalo 2 seasons ago. She had to take the year off, of course. Glad to have her on this team. So now we go down to TONI Harris, safety. And again, TONI Harris, first female to ever sign a collegiate scholarship for a football position other than kicker or punter. So again, congratulations to her. She signs a scholarship as a safety for the Central Methodist Eagles. Again, she had 5 scholarship offers, and that's the one she decided to sign. So congratulations to her. Wish her nothing but the best, because she's simply the best, right? I mean, I was watching NFL Network yesterday during the combine coverage, and one of the reporters was on there talking about what she did, and you think about little girls watching around the world, right? Now they see TONI Harris signing the scholarship, and now a new door opens for them. Now, TONI Harris has stated before that her goal is to be the first ever female NFL player. But she also has stated in that same interview, if she can't do it, if for some reason she doesn't have the skill set or whatever have you, for some reason she can't do it, she wants to know that she's opened the door for other females later in their life to become football players, if that's what they want to do. And you know what? I'm all for let the best players play. Let the best players play. Female, male, don't care. Don't care. Best players should always be on the field. And if she proves herself, I might catch a game of Central Methodist football now, just because I want to see her play. I want to see what she has, because they didn't give her a scholarship to sit on the bench. That's for sure. That's for sure. So I want to see how she does. I want to see if she has the skills to make it, maybe to a higher college, or maybe even to the next level. That's her goal, and I say go for it. So congratulations to you on making it this far. TONI Harris, congratulations on the scholarship, and I wish you nothing but the best. And as far as Cierra Dillard is concerned, guys, again, congratulations. 2,000 points in your collegiate career, and you also had 2,000 points in your high school career. And now she's a senior at Buffalo. Again, 3 games left before the start of the MAC championship. And then they might have to make a deep run or maybe win the MAC championship to get into the tournament. But if they don't do that, then she will be, or even if they do that, she will be someone to look at. Right now that she's projected as a 2nd-round draft pick for the WNBA draft. So that's something to look forward to for her. So congratulations to Cierra Dillard for what she has already accomplished and what she is sure to accomplish in the future, whether that be with the Buffalo Bulls. You still have some unfinished business. You got 3 games left. You have Ohio coming up March 2nd. You want to beat them. They're the first-place team in the MAC East. And then you look at, I think you have Kent State still as well, and Bowling Green too. So you want to look at them. Eagles won. Who's my baseball team? I'm actually a Braves fan. So bad news for us today is Harper went to the Phillies, which wasn't unexpected, but that makes them a much tougher out for us come this season. So, but the Braves are turning it around as well. So I look forward to seeing what they can do. But again, we wanted to go on this program, go live here, talk about Cierra Dillard and the great career she's had, not just for the Buffalo Bulls, but also for the University of Massachusetts, and also her high school career as well. Again, originally from Rochester, New York. So she's used to upstate New York. So we're glad that she came back to her roots, so to speak, and that she was able to do some things for the Buffalo Bulls. Again, Buffalo Bulls winning their first ever tournament game last season with the leadership of Cierra Dillard. So we again say congratulations for continuing to make history for the Lady Bulls. It's just fun to watch, fun to see, and I look forward to watching these next 3 games and possibly watching the MAC tournament and possibly watching you guys make a run in the NCAA tournament. I hope so, because you ladies deserve it. And again, great job so far this season. Currently, the Lady Bulls standings, I have them right here. They're currently 18-8 overall, 10-5 in conference, with 3 games remaining before the conference championship. Those 3 games are the 2nd versus Miami, the 6th against Bowling Green, and then the 9th at Kent State. The first 2 games at home in Buffalo. In fact, this Saturday, the game against Miami is actually the senior game, whatever they call it. Brain fart here, but it's the game, the final game for seniors, or I guess in this case, second to final game for the seniors. So they'll have special things for them, and Cierra Dillard is a senior, so go watch her play. Go watch her play this Saturday, and if you're from the Buffalo area, cheer them on, because I unfortunately will not be able to, but I'm sure it'll be a great game, great atmosphere. And then you go over to the other side, you have the men's Bulls team still ranked. They now hold the record for longest Bulls team. I think the longest team in the MAC to be ranked consecutive weeks. So again, congratulations to them. A lot of good things happening for Buffalo sports. Happy to cover me here on Believers Talk. So again, if you haven't already subscribed to Believers Talk, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment or two. We're talking here on the comments over here on the one side. So if you want to leave a comment, happy to go over that. Eagles won. Ask me my favorite baseball team. I'm guessing that if you're an Eagles fan, you're also a Phillies fan, but I could be wrong. If you're not, let me know. But congratulations to you on getting Bryce Harper. So finally, about time. But and then we're also talking about TONI Harris, originally from Detroit, Michigan, safety, signing a scholarship with Central Methodist Eagles to play football for her collegiate career. So congratulations to her, first female to get a scholarship for football at the college level, other than kicking and punting. So congratulations. We wanted to throw a little celebration your way and say thank you for your contribution. Cierra Dillard, thank you for your contribution to Buffalo sports. And for TONI Harris, thank you for your contribution for all women, right? All girls out there, if they want to play football, now they can see a pathway. And that's important, that's very important for women of all ages to know that, if you work hard for something, and for all people really, if you work hard for something, don't let people say you can't do it. I bet you when she was 10 years old, when TONI Harris was 10 years old, someone told her, oh, she can't be a pro football player. Well, here she is. She's one step away. She's at the collegiate level getting a full scholarship to play football. She's one step away now, guys. And so if that you were told that person that 10 years old, they would have said, no way. But now here we are. Here we are, 2019, and we have our first female collegiate athlete getting a full scholarship to play football at the safety position. So best of luck to her. I look forward to hopefully seeing her in action, whether it be on TV or YouTube here or wherever it might be. I look forward to that. So congratulations to her. We look forward to seeing that. And again, congratulations to Cierra Dillard. So what we can talk about is whatever you guys want at this point. We can talk about the Sabres. We can talk about the Bills. We can talk about the Buffalo Bisons. We can talk about whatever you want. I'm here. I'm live. And I appreciate all you guys showing up. So thank you again for joining my Believers Talk. If you're new, if you're watching this after the live feed, just hit that subscribe button. We go over all Buffalo sports news. We had Coach McDermott and GM Bean talk at the Combine earlier this week. So we know that they're looking at tight ends, right? We know that tight end is a position need. After we got rid of Charles Clay, we have one left. We did do a tight end video of the Combine prospects, or of the draftees. So you want to check that out after you watch me here. You can definitely do that. We did a breakdown of right now. I think we got most of the positions of need out. We will continue to get the other positions of need out as the Combine continues, and we will have you covered for the NFL Combine throughout this weekend, throughout next week, give you some highlights, probably some lowlights as well from this weekend. We'll keep watching NFL Network so we can keep you guys up to date. So if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, guys, hit that subscribe button. Keep you up to date on Buffalo sports. We will continue to follow the Buffalo Sabres as they continue on their downward spiral for the end of the year. But we will continue to follow them, see if they maybe try to make some noise towards the end of the season. Again, got the Penguins tomorrow. The Penguins currently the 8th seed in the East. But now you're talking about us passing 3 teams. You know, we have to pass the Hurricanes, we have to pass the Penguins, and we have to pass the Flyers now, who after yesterday's win passed us, are now 10th in the standings, and we fall back to 11th. So we'll see what happens there. Again, Buffalo Bisons released their promotion schedule, so we know that baseball season is just around the corner. So we hope that they start the season off strong, of course. And then you talk about the Buffalo Bills, like I said, McDermott, Bean. They are at the combine. They're seeing what they want. McDermott talked about wide receivers a little bit and talking about how there's no true prototypical number 1 wide receiver anymore, how it's more of a committee, how he wants to put up at least 21 points a game. I wish he would have said a point total a little bit higher than that. 21 points a game in today's NFL still isn't that much, but maybe he plans on improving that defense to be the number 1 defense, and then 21 points will win a lot of games for you. So, but we know that we need to get help for Josh Allen at the wide receiver spot, at the tight end spot, at the offensive line. There's so much help that we need to get for Josh Allen. I saw on Twitter today that of all the current running backs under salary for 2019, we have the 2 oldest. We have 1-2 as far as it goes with McCoy and Chris Ivory. So obviously the running back position needs to get a little bit younger as well. We did already talk about the cornerback position on the defensive side of the ball. We'll probably do a defensive tackle breakdown and probably defensive edge. We know that we could use another edge rusher possibly. An edge rusher is one of the deeper, probably the deepest position in the draft this season. So we'll talk about that a little bit too as we continue our combine coverage as well. But this episode, we wanted to get on here, get live, talk mostly about Cierra Dillard from the University of Buffalo. Again, last night, getting her 2,000th point in her collegiate career. Again, not all with the Buffalo Bulls. She did spend the first half of her collegiate career, I should say, at the University of Massachusetts. Currently projected to go in the 2nd round of the WNBA after her collegiate career is over. So we wish her nothing but the best moving forward. We thank her for all she's done for Buffalo University, both on and off the court. She was an honor roll student in high school. She's currently majoring in communications. So we hope that she has a great future ever, not just basketball, but also in life. So we wish her nothing but the best. And then we also want to say congratulations to TONI Harris, young female woman, safety, now of the Central Methodist Eagles. She had 5 scholarships on the table, and she's now the first woman to sign a scholarship at the collegiate level to play football at a skill position other than kicker. So congratulations to her as well. Thank you all for joining me on Believes Talk for this episode, for this congratulatory episode. I know a lot of times we try to talk about football, we want to talk about hockey, we want to talk about the men's side of things, but it's also important to remember that women are making history. We talk about the Buffalo Bills have a woman coach. I think it's the tight end coach. We can talk about her. We talk about how there's a woman referee now in the NFL. She's been there for 2 or 3 years. She's doing her thing. She's doing a good job, I think, at that level. And now we have a collegiate female who now gets a full scholarship to play football at safety. And I look forward to watching her over at Central Methodist, see what she does. But again, it's always good when ground's broke, when there's groundbreaking news, whether it be men, women, race, sex, creed, whatever it is. When something new happens that moves us forward as a society, moves us forward as people, I think that's a great thing. And again, I don't care if you're a man or woman. I guarantee you there are women out there that are better football players than some players in the NFL. I guarantee you. I know that there are women out there that are better football players than I am, and I thought I was a decent football player back in my day. But now I'm just an old man just doing YouTube channels. So, but again, congratulations to them. Wish them nothing but the best. Thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. If you're watching this later, again, leave a comment, like this video, and we will see you all soon. Until we do, go Bills.